Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Welcome to today's edition of Meditation Skills for Meditators class number 14. We've come a long way. One of the secondary disciplines of meditation is silence. So that's why we are going to talk today of the experience of silence. The scriptures are unequivocal about maintaining a control over your speech. Anyavacha vimunchata. Give up all other talk. Vacho viglapanam hicha. It's fatiguing to the organ of speech. Mauna. Silence. The vow of silence is taken by people. Sometimes part of the day, sometimes there are some who will take up the vow of silence for a couple of weeks. What does it do? Is silence just keeping quiet? No. Real silence is when the mind is stilled. But silence is, as I said, it's an aid to meditation. What does silence do? One thing it does, it integrates yourself. We have throughout been speaking about the object of meditation and the processes of meditation, and we haven't emphasized the meditator. We haven't emphasized enough, of course. This idea of the meditator is important. One must have a robust sense of self. The sense of self has to be very well integrated. Meditation is not just closing your eyes and sitting down passively. No, that's not meditation. The more stronger the self is, the less there is distractions in the mind. When people say the mind is restless, the mind is distracted, that means the sense of self itself is weak. You are, as it were, the master. And the idea of the strong self has to be maintained during meditation. Or meditation is going to be kind of just another passive exercise. It's supposed to be an active exercise. So, silence. Everywhere, this whole world is full of noise, and in today's world, it's a noisy world. There's noise everywhere, on earth, in the skies, in the earth, everywhere there's noise and noise and noise. We simply can't get away from this noise. It's noise. The only place you can get some real silence is outer space. But even there, recently NASA has released a kind of a recording of sounds of outer space. Oh, so there also you have sound. So it's noise outside, everywhere. There's noise inside with all this chatter, mental chatter. Where is that silence? Meditation, real meditation, is real silence. And we don't really appreciate this kind of thing. See, when a person is strong, that person is silent. The persons who are gregarious and they talk too much and they are so overactive, it shows there is that, as Swami Vivekananda said, there is the weakness of the chitta. The very mind stuff is weak. So the integration of the self, the meditator, the robust sense of self comes with one of the disciplines of silence. We shout, and even when we are not shouting or talking, we want to listen to something. We just don't want to stay without any kind of inputs. Why not have silence as an input? Well, we might lose our minds. No, you don't. If you're ready for it, that silence is therapeutic. Yes, it's a balm of the soul. So this is what we can. Now, we'll show you some images to give you an idea what things are like. Okay. So as you close your eyes, you find that there are external sounds. Obviously, the ears, the sense of hearing becomes so hyper that you can catch the faintest of sounds. So from the external world, which is full of sounds, you get the sounds coming in. And then there are the internal sounds. You may not know, but your heartbeat and your blood circulating all over, like a whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. There are also sounds in the body. Okay. So we will see the first thing is the external sounds are likened to something like this. We are sitting down with the eyes closed, but there are external sounds as well as there are internal sounds. And there are some people who revel in this kind of sound. They need some sound as a form of distraction in order to meditate. No, it doesn't. So this is a kind of a illustration of this. When we close our eyes to meditate, there are external sounds and there are internal sounds. Then as we go deeper inside, what happens is you're plunging in slightly below the surface, and the level of sound now becomes less and less. But there is also something called the mental chatter. That mental chatter, as we have spoken about, has to be replaced by the sound of the mantra. The mantra is now being repeated in your mind. It creates a vibration, creates a sound, and you hear that sound inside. So the second stage is when the external sounds have died down a bit. There are sounds, but there are more internal sounds of the mantra that are going in. And as it's going in, slowly and slowly and slowly, as it comes deeper. So in the third stage, what happens is even the sound of the mantra now becomes soundless, as it were. There is no sound of the mantra. You can reflect on its meaning. The external sounds have gone off, the mental chatter has gone off, even the sound of the mantra is just slightly. It can be seen, you dwell on the meaning of the mantra. And as you're visualizing the deity, in the last time we had seen, as meditation becomes deeper and deeper and deeper, the object of meditation becomes brighter and brighter and brighter. And then what happens is it changes its form. It's completely transformed. You are seeing that form in three-dimensional. You can understand the meaning, and now that meaning is attached to that form, name and form, nama and rupa. So both have joined. It is now you have come down to something called a silent meditation. In the fourth stage of this meditation, when you experience the sound of silence, does silence have a sound? It's a way of speaking. There is no sound, but there is only silence. Everything has died up. The mind has become still, perfectly still. There is no sound internal, there is no sound external. Everything is perfectly still. What holds everything together? That sense of the self. The sense of the self, the object itself is silent. It becomes luminous. And as it becomes luminous, the sense of silence keeps on growing and growing. You meditate in silence. This is the only place in the whole universe where it's absolutely quiet. It's silent. So this silence is tapped in by the adepts. What do you mean adepts? These are stages. From the noise, from the sounds, from the hustle and the bustle of the external world, you go down deeper. There are sounds of the body. You let them go. And when you go down deeper, you will find that mental chatter of yours, which has to be replaced with the sound of the mantra. And as the sound of the mantra becomes deeper and deeper, as you keep on meditating, what happens is the sound of the mantra stops, and you can now meditate only on its meaning. That includes visualization also. And as this gets deeper, the object is transformed. That soundlessness that is experienced is also transformed. No longer you can call it silence technically. In the deepest parts of meditation, that silence is dynamic. It becomes the ground of everything. It's like the springboard from where everything springs out. You touch that. The soul revels in that silence. It's a tremendous experience. This is an experience of silence. In silence, you meditate on that silent one. A long time ago, there was a book, The Face of Silence. And it was beautiful. It was a book on the biography of Sri Ramakrishna, Face of Silence. So there you can understand silence speaks louder than words, louder than all the sounds, and it is the silence that is actually your nature, your inner nature. It is not just going to the forest or going to some isolated place and staying away from that. No, real silence will be internal. Now, how do you practice it? Well, the first thing to practice is, I'd spoken about the sense of self has to be integrated. So we keep a mood during meditation. Every meditation has to have a dominant mood. And that dominant mood describes you, what you are. So if you are a jnani, a person of knowledge, you will have that particular mood. If you are a devotional type, you will have that particular devotional mood. And if you are a yogi, you will have that particular yogic mood. Or various moods are there. So you have to take up one. And that mood for today we can use, or what is generally used, I am the master of the house here. I'm in charge here. I'm the boss here. This sense of the self is important to meditate on with, because that is also an instrument. We find that as the mood deepens, I'm the boss here. The mind is now less restless. You can quell this whole thing. So the sense of, robust sense of self, then silence is what integrates the object of meditation, the process of meditation, as well as the meditator. All these things we've been speaking about as are linked, and they finally merge. They are linked with one of the links is silence. That's why they're saying, that's why yogis meditate in deep mountain caves, away from all the hustle and bustle, the silence. You have to meditate in silence. For our practice today, we will use the simple method. We will try to become aware of silence. Okay. So I would like you to sit down straight, please. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Now feel your heart pumping, the lub dub of the heart. This is likened to sounds heard externally. Feel your heart beating in your heart. Feel that pulse in your wrist and in your palms. Feel that pulsations in your limbs, lower limbs, legs. Feel this lub-dub sound all over your body. Now switch your awareness to your breath, please. Feel the breath in your nostrils. Completely refocus your mind to your breath. The air that you breathe in is slightly cooler than the air that you exhale. Feel the temperature difference, please. As you feel your breath in your nostrils with the temperature difference there, focus your attention in the center of your eyebrows. There's a spot of light there. White in color. Now, as you keep on focusing on that bright spot of white light between your eyebrows, repeat with me, please, the sound of Om. Om. Once more. Om. Once again. Om. Now repeat this sound 3 times mentally. Hear it distinctly inside. Now repeat loudly with me, please. Om. Om. Now, I want you to follow my repetition. You don't repeat. As I repeat, follow the sound of Om, and after it ends, that silent part, I want you to become aware of the silent part. Starting from now. Om. I repeat it once again. Om. Om. I would like you to mentally repeat this sound, Om, a long one, a lengthened one. And after you finish a repetition of one mental repetition, meditate on that silence and elongated silence till you start the second mental repetition, starting now. We stop here. Open your eyes, please. This is a rudimentary idea of meditation between two sets of sounds. When the enters into that bindu, that spot, and it again emerges as om, gets inside. So this is that silence. It is a meditation and silence. The most rudimentary. I would encourage you all to meditate and do japa deeply. And as your japa and meditation becomes deeper and deeper and deeper, you will experience this spontaneously. I took you through the various processes of external sounds, lub, dub, the sounds in the body, then the sounds in the mind with the om, then the mental repetition, which is less noisy, and then to meditate on the silent part of that om sound. Okay. We stop here for today. I would like you to understand this aspect of meditation skills. It's very important for us to become integrated, silent, and deep in meditation. Then meditation becomes a source of great joy, great happiness, and great peace. Such silence is real peace. People are searching for peace. Where's peace? Where's peace? This is peace. That's within you. And it's your own nature. That's why the Atman, one of the names of the Atman is called Shantam, peace, Shivam, auspiciousness, Advayam, non-dual. So Shant, it's in the Mandukya Upanishad. So Shantam, remember, that is your nature. So when you are silent and doing silent meditation, you are close to your nature. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
You have a few questions? Does sitting in a group to meditate deepen the process?
Yes. When you are sitting to meditate in a group, try to see that you don't, sit down too close. Don't cram yourself. When you meditate, there is an aura that emerges out from you. So you need at least 2 or 3 feet distance from the next meditator, number one. So when this aura emanates from you, what happens is everyone's aura emanates. So if people are of the same type of meditating on that same object, then that external aura becomes so powerful, it interacts with you. Your aura your energies interacts or affects your neighbors, and your neighbors aura, etc. energy affects you. So yes, group meditation is always more powerful than individual meditation, but everyone should be sincere and devotedly sitting down during that time for meditation. If there's 2 or 3 restless people, gone. But then if others are sincere, that insincere person will also become sincere. There is a tremendous power. That's a power of prana. As you're concentrating, the power of prana becomes stronger. It's called aura, it's called energy, it's called vibration, etc. But yes, so see that you keep adequate space between you and the other meditators, and you can sit down in a group and meditate here.
Another question. When I meditate between the eyebrows, the tiny light turns into a bigger and bigger circle. I keep looking into it, and it turns color sometimes, most purple. Should I continue this practice?
Oh yes, please do it. There's no problem. In fact, very practiced meditators will keep that same dimension as spoken about, as when you start. But what happens is the object of meditation right now takes over and does things. But in this case, there is no harm in it. If it expands, changes colors, it doesn't matter. Keep on looking at it. What is important is you are taking that attention away from your breath, which I taught, to that. So the idea is you are progressively trying to become more and more silent.
Another question. Should we think of Ishta during this silence?
Oh yes, I have given you a spot of light. I want it to be kind of a neutral object that everybody can. But you, those who have an chosen ideal, an Ishta, should meditate on the Ishta.
Swamiji, I have been listening to many Vedanta classes, and I am confused about what is subject and what is witness. This is especially true with regard to meditation. Could you please explain?
Ordinarily, if you hear Vedanta lectures, this confusion should not come. However, the subject that you are talking about and the witness, these are 2 distinct things. The subject right now is a collection of ideas, of memories, of your body, of your mind. This is the ego, the sense of I. It's a declarative I, this sense of I. It's there. So this is to be used now. This itself has to be integrated. When you're talking about integrating the meditator, this is what actually has to be integrated. So this sense of I is a combination of gross, the semi-subtle, the subtle aspects of your personality. It is in a way you, that's your you as a personality, that's a subject. The witness is completely different. It is like, in Vedanta, as I say, it's like a red hot iron ball. What is that red hot iron ball? Taptapinda. Fire is different from iron. But when iron is brought close to the fire, it takes on the properties of that fire and thinks itself as, oh, I can burn things. I'm hot. So it is nothing but the proximity of the subject, the meditator, to the witness that appears to take on the characteristics of the, you can say, witness. It isn't. The final stages is this subject finally has to drop. I would recommend you watch the 13th episode in this series. We are talking about the flipping of consciousness. That will give you an idea of subject and object, etc.
Pranam Swamiji, I don't know if I hear anything when I'm in deep meditation because my focus is on the object of meditation. If I check in with myself, I'm taken out of that state. Should I check in with myself anyways?
I'm not asking you to check on yourself. I'm asking you to meditate on silence, or meditate on sound, or meditate. You should not check yourself. That is, scrutinize yourself. That's a different type of kind of meditation where the object is kind of eradicated and you can think of yourself only as a witness, subject. What happens is, as you keep on meditating, again, I would like you to consult some of our earlier practices of meditation where the subject and the object intersect gradually. They come closer and closer and closer and closer. So that gives you an idea of the subject is always linked to the object. So keep on focusing on the object. Get deeper and deeper and deeper as much as you can.
So someone sent 2 questions in one. The first question is, for a beginner, a group of meditations helps in cultivating the habit. Can you or any volunteer please lead a group meditation every day? First question. Second question is, every week a new skill is taught. Should I stick to one skill?
You take the skill that you are, that you like, you're consonant with, your nature is kind of taking it. I'm giving you different skills for different types of people. But these things which I've been speaking about are indications of your skill, your very skills. If you are skilled in meditation with one particular, you can say, methodology, if you're really doing it properly, these are the indications. This will be, you will experience that silence, or you will experience the object as luminous, as in 3-dimensional. So take up what you would like to do, and then as you get deeper and deeper, your own mind will do those fine tunings. You start with one skill, you go forward, and as you go forward, you need to fine tune some of those skills that you're using. It's like mountaineering. When you're climbing, you start climbing, you need different types of equipment. And then you have to discard that equipment for another set of equipment, another type of equipment, as you go slightly higher. And then you climb higher, then you need a different set of equipment. So this is what meditation skills are actually being taught for.
And the first question, the group meditation.
Group meditation, I'm sorry, you will have to do it. You go through these. The reason why I gave all these meditation for beginners and the meditation, go through it, learn it, and you lead the meditation. There's no copyright here. You do it. And it's not only going to help you, it will help others also. This is the kind of a course that has been designed for you to, you can learn it and then become a teacher also. You're going to remain a student all your life. So you
maybe in the future we're going to open, when we open up. So.
Well, we cannot speculate right now because our day is extremely kind of tied up with different types of duties. So to make time every day for you is just not possible. My time will not agree with your time. So you do it. You take up the responsibility and teach meditation. Why not? Okay.
Another question, Swami, can you please speak on the relationship of Om, Akasha, and the Vayus? Thank you.
It's a long road. Akash has a quality of sound. You know, when people who are initially reading Vedanta and Vedanta teachers say Akash has a quality of sound, you know, like air has a quality of touch, and fire has a quality of, you can say, light, and earth has a quality of, you can say, smell, and water has a quality of taste. They used to laugh at this. Oh, what is this kind of these sages were kind of ridiculous. They are not they are so unscientific. Right now science is finding out, yeah, this is what actually it is. So sound is a quality of akash. And this akash there, this sound, this space is the sound that one hears. The cosmic sound is a sound of Om. This is, you call it a cosmic background radiation or whatever, but this is sound of Om that reverberates in all space. Now that space is external, that space is internal. I want you to consult that 3 dimensions of space, which I've spoken about all this. Vayu is not just simple air. It is called prana, external and internal. So if you can, or the grosser form of akash is Vayu. And the grosser form of Vayu is Tejas, fire. The grosser form of Tejas, fire, is Apa, water. The grosser form of water is the earth. So it's a progressive grossness or progressive fineness.
So last question. In silence, should I turn my attention towards the witness? How to do it?
You don't turn your attention to the witness at all, because you are the witness. When you are aware, you are the witness. So become aware. Like I said, the meditator, the act of meditation and the object of meditation will ultimately fuse. So keep on becoming aware of the object, whatever you're meditating on, and then there's a kind of a pull. It comes closer and closer and closer and closer and closer, and there is a kind of a mergence, a coalition of these 3 things. So that's a time when you become aware of yourself spontaneously. Don't do anything that, yes, I want to become aware of myself while meditating. No, keep on meditating. Some of the processes in meditation are spontaneous, automatic. We stop here. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. We meet again next Saturday, Pacific time, 10 o'clock, 10 a.m.